So Jamal Niaz here, back with the main man, Kieran Farrell. It only seemed like September was yesterday, and you was envisioning and talking about how Daniel Dubois was going to destroy Anthony Joshua, and he did just that. One of the most dominant performances we've seen in the main event at Wembley, and now for all the marbles, undisputed. What does this mean to you first and foremost? Because I've known you for 10 years now. This is colossal. When you look back at where you were when we first met.
When you look back at where we both was in my little gym in Haywood on the council estate, you was in there. I seen on my memories that you were doing interviews there, and it was your first interviews. I remember you were doing it on your phone, having a little look at you were doing it on your phone. And I was like,
reading
wow.
the questions off my phone and iPad.
And now look where we are, man. And look at the step up what we've got. You know what I mean? It's and like you say, it doesn't really get any bigger than the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world, man. You know what I mean? So like, I'm buzzing to be here. Means the world to me. Look, if you ask me when I was young that I'd be doing this right now, I wouldn't believe you know what I mean? But we've arrived, man, you know what I mean? We're here, and like I think all them little days when I watched Mike Tyson when I was like 6-7 years old, and now I'm in front of a undisputed heavyweight championship of the world, mate, I'm buzzing.
Daniel looks even more calm and composed than last time. He's really enjoying the media side of things. He's smiling. He was shouting in Usyk's face on them steps yesterday.
Yeah, so
what have you made of that turning point for him in his personality compared to when you first started working with him last year?
Yeah, you know what's mad is that, you know, because you see him every day, you don't really see it, but then it's like if you surround yourself with 5 successful people, you become the 6th, and I feel like we all have a chat and we're all energetic and we put all that energy into the sessions with Daniel, and it's rubbed off a little bit, and you know, like I say, he's coming out of his shell a little bit more, but more so like people get to see his personality a little bit more now, which is even better, you know what I mean, because he is a top guy, man, you know what I mean.
And Usyk he's the boogeyman of the modern heavyweight division. Everyone at one point thought Anthony Joshua was the man. Then they thought Tyson Fury was the man. He beat both of those guys twice. Now, Daniel, when he first came onto the scene, he was tipped to be the next Anthony Joshua, and it's been a slow and steady rise, and he's about to erupt on the world stage now, isn't he?
Yeah.
How do you go about, for yourself, getting a game plan against someone that's so difficult to figure out?
This is what I'm all about. I'm all about challenging myself, and like you just said, we've got to come up with the correct game plan, but it's for the fighter you're working with as well. So like, if I had the different fighter, say an Anthony Joshua or a Tyson Fury, for instance, you'd be saying something totally different. But you know, we've got a method behind the madness, and you know, we've got to put that in practice on Saturday night. And Daniel's well geared up and ready for this. You know what I mean? Well geared up and ready for this, and we just got to go and do it now. You know what I mean? We've done all our training.
He's mentioned that he feels like obviously Usyk is aging, we all are every year, but he feels like Usyk may be a wounded animal going into this one. When you look at the amount of damage, he did take a lot of damage in that first fight with Tyson Fury. The second one was a little bit more one-sided in Usyk's favour, but both were close fights and probably the most damage he's ever took in his career. Do you feel like he's a wounded animal for the taking in this one, or do you still see him as in his absolute prime?
You got to see him in his absolute prime because he's only ever won. Do you know what I'm saying? Until he shows like something really where he's on a decline, until that point, then you can't think that he's anything different than the legend what he is, and he's a great fighter. He's a legend, and like Daniel beat AJ, he turned into the Kingslayer. Now we've got to be the Legend Slayer, man. You know what I mean? He's got to go and beat the legend, and I think he can do it.
And everyone in the media, all the pundits, they've been talking about the importance of the body and how much Usyk doesn't like that. It's very clear he doesn't like the body shots. We all know the controversy from last time. But knowing you, a body shot knockout wouldn't be enough. You want to shut Usyk's lights out just like you did with AJ. Yeah. And you do believe that is realistic. You do believe you can do what honestly, no man has done before.
People think I'm mad, but I'm like, I would not be surprised if Dubois clips him in 30 seconds. I would not be surprised if he clips him in the last 30 seconds. Everyone's going on about the start of the fight, about how we've got to do this, do that. But the thing is that Daniel Dubois has got the power to switch you off with 30 seconds left. So like you can't switch off on Daniel Dubois, because if you switch off, he'll switch you off. You know what I mean? And just like that, Daniel's so dangerous.
He's mentioned chaos so many times as well. Dev mentioned it on the mic then. It was something I was going to bring up. He's ready to go to war. He envisions an all-out war, and that's something that Tyson did with him in the first fight. That was one of the best fights we've seen in the modern heavyweight division. He's ready for that, but like you said, those quick knockouts, they come when even you least expect it, when it's just flowing.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. I think Ricky touched on it the other day, Ricky, and he said about how Daniel's flowing now, you know what I mean? And it really is. He just, and I always say to him about that, like, look, he knows he's got a knockout punch. You don't need to go and look for it. Just let the hands go, you know what I mean? He knows what he's got to do. He's been working hard. We've been working hard for months now, 10 months since the AJ fight. And he's ready for this.
And Tyson Fury, he had said that he's put out there that he's going to fight Usyk in April next year. Mind games, obviously, and it's very presumptuous that he believes that Usyk will win this fight. What did the Dubois camp make of that? Did they feel like they were being overlooked, or?
To be fair, we're not really. We've got our mindset on this fight, yeah, and little things like that are there to throw you off. We're tunnel vision, and that can all be spoke about after we do the business on Saturday night. But until then, we don't need to speak about. Fury will be shouting Dubois' name. We already know that. We know what Fury's about, you know what I mean? But he'll have to be shouting Dubois' name, because Dubois winning on Saturday night.
100%. And we've spoke about what it means to you. We'll delve into a little bit more of that in a minute. But just in terms of Daniel and his family, he's been doing this since 7 years old. He's not just...
I can only imagine, Jamal. Like, it's like my son now, who's been boxing since he was like 6 years old. If he went to the pinnacle of the sport and got this and won this.
Still young as well.
Yeah, he's a baby. He's a baby, you know what I mean? But
28.
But I mean, if you ask me, I'd be like, look, he needs just to chill after this for a little bit, because he's been active, you know what I mean? And these camps take a lot out of you, you know what I mean? So yeah.
And just for you as well, you know, you spoke about it a little bit, but will this be? I know it was an emotional night for you last time, because that was your first big experience at Wembley. You walking out, one of the best entrances I've seen in modern boxing as well with Daniel. That adrenaline rush compared to what you're going to experience on Saturday, will it be emotional afterwards for you? Because it's a huge, massive win for yourself as well.
Yeah, it always is, Jamal, and I just feel like this is just another stepping stone towards the bigger goal. But like, as long as you can keep filling up your diary and your years with memorable things like this, you know what, I know that once I put my feet up and put my pipe and slippers on, that'll be like, mate, we really lived our lives there, you know what I mean? So that's what it's all about. And
it was by chance. You working with Daniel was never something that you planned. They reached out to you.
That's why you got to keep working hard, Jamal, and that's why you've got to just keep working on your own craft and stay in your own lane. I didn't think about anybody else, what they was doing. I just thought about my own thing and just kept working hard, and it paid off, you know what I mean? Like, them phone calls don't come by chance, they come by. Jed said he said take your chances when they come, and I took my chances, man, and we're here, undisputed.
Do you think it's crazy? We spoke about this a bit last time when we was working on those Middleton arena shows. Maybe people were overlooking your vision back then because you wanted to be the next Eddie Hearn in the promoting world. You always go 100% into whatever you're doing, but like you'd mentioned, you admittedly was juggling too many things. You've honed in on one thing now, and you're a part of the biggest fight we've seen on UK soil.
100%, because I feel like you can spread yourself too thin, and like you say, honestly, Jamal, Jed's seen it. He's seen it years ago. 2017, he said, Kieran, you can't be jack of all trades and master of none. You can't be that. You need to just hone in on one. If you're going to be a promoter, put your suit on and be a promoter. I really felt like, no, you don't understand. But he understood. He knew before me, you know what I mean? But I took his advice, and like I say, I homed in, and look where we are now. Like you say, we went undisputed, and we don't know what's next, man. You know what I mean? Like, we just got to deal with Saturday first and go from there, one step at a time. But you know, we're in a good place.
Amazing. Finally, I know you're a visualization person. In terms of exactly what you've seen in your mind, how do you see the fight playing out? Is there a particular sequence or a shot? Not going into any game plans or anything like that, just in terms of how you see it going personally.
Chaos. Yeah, I'm just going to repeat Daniel, chaos. I think it'll be chaos. I think it'll be hectic. I think it'll be a mad fight. But as long as Daniel gets his hand raised, that's all we're here for. You know what I mean? So it'll be fun.
Amazing. Appreciate your time, bro.
Jamal,
as always.
Thank you, bro.